Guinness. Any Frank Zappa fans out there will understand the reference. Welcome to another Swig and Steve's Bargain Beer Reviews. And I couldn't resist, I had to do the Guinness. Now, Guinness is probably the most popular stout in the world. I can't imagine any beer being produced more than Guinness. But it came in at 41p a can. There were actually 24 cans for £10. And that was at Job Lot again in Rotherham. So there we go. So I'm diving straight in with my nice Hoegaarden glass there. It's been a while. It's been I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks since I last did my last beer review. It's difficult, you know, with having a daughter and stuff, and even though it's holiday time, you know, spending time with the family and that, you know, it's difficult. But anyway, just checking it's still recording. Yeah, so it's difficult to keep doing it and keep it going, because I've got more important things, to be fair. But I do love doing these beer reviews, and I love the community that I talk to during these beer reviews, and get to know the people and get to know the people's thoughts on beer and sharing knowledge. You know, I mean, to be quite fair, I don't share much knowledge myself, because most people are a lot more knowledgeable on beer than I am in this community. But yeah, you know, it's great. I'm going to do a shout out. I'm going to start doing shout outs, I've decided. And this shout out is going to go out to Brew Bear. I think Brew Bear, his beer reviews are spot on. I think he knows a hell of a lot about beer, but he's funny. And I think that's one of the amusing things I like about his beer reviews. He has little funny intros to them. And if you do watch his beer reviews, check out his... I mean, obviously I've got a keen interest on the bargain beers that he does. And he has like a little bit of a common rant throughout a series of his videos about the builders next door, which is quite funny. So Brew Bear, check him out. Great beer reviews. And he has something called a Thirsty Thursday, and sometimes they're bargain beer, sometimes other things. But yeah, anyway, Brew Bear, here's to you. So what am I getting on the smell? Well, it's actually very pleasant. It's smoky. It's like this lovely smoky, sweet, roasted smell. It's very inviting, very fruity actually, very dark fruits. It's almost a vanilla-y smell I'm getting on it actually. It's almost like vanilla ice cream. Like a smoky, slightly chocolatey vanilla ice cream. It's pleasant. Everyone's tried Guinness thousands of times over, and I never used it. It was really weird sniffing Guinness now, because when I first drunk lager, even when I first got into real ales, I still struggled with stouts and Guinness, and people say, oh, you gotta drink Guinness, and I struggled with it when I first started. It was more of an acquired taste, but obviously now stouts are my favourite. And it's got a widget in it, so obviously you don't have to think about how you pour it. You just go pour it straight in there. And that makes it really creamy, it makes it really smooth, it makes it really easy to drink, and it does make it quite nice. I must admit, I do like the widgets in the cans. Yeah, smokiness, slight curranty smells on there that are really, really nice. Fruitiness. It's very inviting, and it's not too intense. It doesn't smell hoppy really at all, but it doesn't smell too smoky where you go, it might put you off a little bit. Lovely. So here we go. Cheers, Guinness. And I could keep going. It's that easy to drink. I could just neck that. It's lovely. You're getting an earthiness from it. So you're getting earthy hops in there. You're getting almost like edgeroy sort of bitterness to it. And then on the flavour again, it's like the currant. It's like a slight chocolate to it, slight cappuccino-y flavours. It's all very quite slight, but it's an overwhelming sweetness that brings it all together. And a smoothness to it that just makes it really quaffable, to be fair. I know this is probably the most mass-produced beer in the world, but I really like it. I think it's nice. And for 41p a can, you can't go wrong. So I've got 440ml in here. So I'd say roughly, it's probably, I mean, for a 440 can it were 42p, so you're talking maybe about 50p a can for a 500ml. I don't know, why do they bother? What's the point in 440 cans? Come on, someone tell me, what's the point? I don't get it. Why don't we just have 500ml cans? You know, I don't get it. Why is it a little bit smaller? It don't make any sense to me at all. Anyway, that's a little rant over. Great so far. I love it. It's really nice. Anyone that watched my hop, what's it called? That hop thing Guinness have brought out. That hop lager. It's not that good actually. Well, I've heard my rant about how Guinness is meant to taste a lot nicer in Dublin and in this old wives' tale, I suppose. If it tastes better in Ireland, then Guinness are obviously doing something wrong, and it shouldn't be exported if it tastes better in Dublin, because obviously they're not giving us best stuff. And if they're not giving us best stuff, I don't want to drink it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a load of rubbish, a load of crap. And you see all this stuff when people go to Ireland and say, oh, I had a pint of Guinness, I could balance a 2p on it. You know, it's like, if you could balance a 2p on a pint of Guinness in Ireland, then you'd probably have too many of these, or yeah, it weren't a very nice pint. I don't think I'd want to drink a pint where I could balance a 2p on it, you know. I suppose it's theoretically possible, but so yeah, it's quite thin. It's not like an imperial stout or something that's really thick, and you can tell it's got loads of oats in it and stuff that makes it really thick and sort of I can't think of the word, but quite like full tasting. It's slightly, like I say, it's slightly coffee. If you ever drunk Beamish in a can, someone reviewed it the other day, and I remember you could get that everywhere at one time, Beamish, and there's another one in Ireland. They all taste quite similar. You are getting slight licorice on it as well, actually, like root licorice. You're getting a little bit of that. Slight vanilla in there, a slight smokiness, slight roastedness to it, so roasted malts are in there, toasty sort of flavours. But on the back end of it, you get like a dried fruit taste as well, which is quite nice, which is dried fruit that's almost going into something a little bit more zazzy, actually, like a blackcurrant or something. But that's quite distant, you know, quite over there, you know. So, yeah. So what am I saying about this? Scores on the board. Guinness, it's 41 pence for 440. Slightly frustrated it's 440 and not 500ml. Job lot in Rotherham again, not letting me down. It's lovely. It's a lovely little drink. I think I'm going to give Guinness I've got to think about the price I'm paying for this as well. I'm going to give it a 7.6 out of 10, which I think is a very respectable score for a mass-produced beer such as Guinness. And I think it might even be a little bit out of date, this, which is probably why it's a bit cheaper. Not that it matters, it tastes fine to me. Would I drink this again? Yeah, of course I would, especially at that price. You know, I've filled up. I'm sure my dad bought these actually, so my dad gave me these ones, but cheers Dad. We'll still go at price anyway, because I would have got 24 for 10 quid for sure. Because it's a great thing to fill the fridge up with, you know, when you've got guests coming round, or if you're doing a bit of garden, or you've got neighbours, and have a couple of these, you know, nice Guinness. Cost me 41p. Don't tell them that. I don't think you're a really generous neighbour. Right, okay. 7.6 out of 10. Until next time, enjoy your drinking. Drink safely and responsibly. Lol. Take care. See you around.